Welcome back to the First Year Business Podcast. I'm your host, Lashawnda Smith, and I want to talk to you about all these businesses that you are pursuing right now. I feel that this is not talked about enough, and I feel that we are shooting ourselves in the foot thinking that we can run more than one business at one time. Disclaimer, I have been the serial entrepreneur, so I get it, but I am going to hopefully shift your perspective in reference to what you are currently doing right now and hopefully get you to make some different decisions, maybe take some things off of your plate or put some things on the back burner so that you can see the success that you're looking to see in your business. So I want to talk about this right now because if you're a new business owner, I do not know why you are trying to run more than one business at a time. We have multiple problems that you're going to experience if this is what you're doing right now. For one, if you are a brand new business owner in general, like you've never had another business before this is your very first time running a business, you have such a big learning curve that you're going to have to go through with one business, and you are putting on your plate to go through that learning curve with multiple businesses. And this is why you are stressed out. This is why you're getting burnt out. This is why things are falling through the cracks. You're continuously dropping the ball in different areas. You have to remove something from your plate right now. I know that if you're a creative, you have all of these different things that you want to pursue. You have all of these different ideas. And what we call this is shiny object syndrome, where we may be pursuing one thing and then we're like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. And I know if you're like me, I had shiny object syndrome really, really bad. I'm a recovering shiny object syndrome person where there's still some times where I suffer from seeing something new and I'm like, oh, I want to do this. But let me know if you do this. So what I tend to do or find myself in is I will be working on something. I love the back end of doing things. So the prep for launching, doing the planning behind what I'm about to work on, putting together their product. And then once it's finished, for some reason, I'm like, oh, what about this? This looks super cool. Like, oh, let me pursue this. And now I have neglected marketing, this first thing that I've worked so hard to complete, and now it's just collecting dust essentially. And I would just do this in a repeated cycle. Another reason why I found myself thinking that I needed to run multiple businesses is because I didn't want to lose the low-hanging fruit, as they would call it. This happens a lot when you have a skill that you're really, really good at and you're like, okay, people tend to pay me to do this, whether it's doing your hair, maybe watching the kids, like maybe having like babysitting on the side, or for me, it was photography. So I had a camera, I was taking my own pictures or, having like my boyfriend or my kids take the pictures using my camera for me, and people wanted me to take their pictures. So I'm like, okay, I don't really plan to pursue this long term, but it was easy money, so I was doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But then I also was trying to pursue YouTube, and I was trying to pursue coaching, and then I have like my brand planners. That was a company, and I was just, in short, doing the most. I was doing the most, and when you have all of these different things going on, you can't do anything good. Like everything is kind of like half-stepped. Everything is half complete. And it came to the reality for me when I was like, okay, I'm still in the same situation financially that I was in before. Like I'm going to have to do something different. And all of like the very big influential people that are very successful, I kept hearing them reiterate how you have to focus on one thing and perfect that one thing and let that take you to success before you add on something else to your plate. Another really good thing, or another really good example that I would like to share with you in reference to what you're doing right now, if you have multiple businesses, is thinking of all of your businesses as a baby. So if you're in a very, very beginning stages of business, you essentially have a newborn baby. And what we tend to do with this baby is we try to get on this baby back and tell this baby to run. And when I say run, I mean like bring in consistent income, bring in consistent clients. I need you to do these things because I'm trying to bring in revenue from you. And this baby don't even know how to eat by itself yet. Like this baby don't know nothing about life other than survival. And the only way that they know how to survive is to cry for what they want. They don't even know how to tell you what they want yet. This is what you're doing with your businesses. So when you're new and you're starting 2 new businesses or 3 businesses, because I've heard the different avenues that you guys pursue. So you have the life insurance business, and then you have the MLM businesses, which if you don't know what MLM is, it's multi-level marketing. So you have that because someone has convinced you that, oh man, so many people are making so much money, doing this, opportunity. And then you have your main business. Normally that's what I see. I see like one that's like, okay, this is the safe option, life insurance, whatever that is for you. And then you have the MLM business, and then you have your main business. And if you have 3 babies, all these babies are laying on the floor. They don't know what to do. And each one is crying at different times, and you're having to stop what you're doing and manage that one, and then manage this one and manage that one. Tell me if this is not what you're going through right now in your business. Let me break this down into business terms, because I know I keep using the baby, but I want you to understand in like your actual situation what this symbolizes. So baby number 3 or your business number 3 is not bringing you in income, but you have specific obligations that you have to do to sustain that business. So if you're an MLM, or if you're in an MLM, maybe you have to do these weekly calls or daily calls that you have to show up to every day at a specific time. So boom, you've already gotten at least an hour to 2 hours out of your day gone just pursuing this one thing. And the requirement is that you show up for these these meetings or conferences or whatever on a weekly basis. So that's one thing that's sucking out your time, not including any marketing that you have to do in reference to trying to get clients and trying to get customers into that business, right? So that's the first thing. And then you have the second business where you have to do active marketing. You have to actively market. If you book clients, you have to actively take care of those clients. Make sure that you show up for them when you're supposed to show up for them. And a lot of the times, this is when you start finding yourself falling through the cracks, or finding things falling through the cracks. So now you forgot to send that email to the last 2 clients that you've told them you were going to send emails to, or you forgot to send that invoice out, and now when you send it, they're not even paying it because you've taken so long to send it. That's when you start seeing these issues starting to come up. And then when you move on to the third business, you're exhausted. You're like, I have it, but I don't even have the energy to learn what I need to learn in order to get this one taken off. And what we see as a consumer of your content, if you're promoting all 3 of these businesses, we confused. We don't know what you got going on. We're like, okay, wait a minute. So is she an insurance agent, or is she selling body products? Is she selling health stuff? Or is she like, I'm confused. And you don't want that, especially at the very beginning stages of your business. You do not want people to be unsure about what you offer. And you cannot promote all of these different adventures or these different businesses on one platform. And that's the learning curve that I feel that you are forgetting about when it comes to promoting and pursuing all of these different things. Now, I know you probably have in the back of your head, because this is what I would be asking as well. If you are struggling to let go of one of your businesses and you're like, well, how can I let go of any of these businesses and I'm passionate about all 3, right? Because I'm sure you wouldn't have started it if you didn't have the passion behind it, or at least something that is keeping you wanting to, run that business. Well, you have to ask yourself, and this is what I would ask you to do. Ask yourself which one, for one, is the most fulfilling. Like if you had to only choose one business that you could pursue for the next 12 months, you couldn't pursue anything else, which business would you choose? And then I want you to ask yourself why. Why that business? What about that business makes you want to pursue that? If that's the one thing, or if that's the one business that you would choose, I feel that that's the one that you need to pursue for the next 12 months, and you need to put the other ones on the back burner. I'm not going to tell you to shut down any business, because look, this is your life. We just in it. Okay? We just in it. I'm just recommending for you, because it's easier for you to get better at a thing when you're focused on one thing. And a business is a full-time job. I didn't even include if you're running multiple businesses in working full-time. And I find that a lot of people who are running multiple businesses are also working full-time. Where do you find the time to do all of this? How are you going to realistically be able to pursue all of these things and make, or what's the word I'm looking for? Replace the income that you're bringing in for your business? Because I'm sure that you're running your business with the intention on eventually leaving your job. So this is what I would definitely recommend. If you could put some things on your back burner, focus on the one business that you feel the most excited about, the one that you feel is the most fulfilling for you, and the one that you can pursue for at least 12 months. Whenever you start bringing into consistent sales in that one business, then you can entertain adding something else to it, but not before that. Not before that. It's easier said than done. Okay, I know that it is easier said than done, but this is something that you are going to have to decide for yourself if you truly want success. I had to shut down my photography business because I knew I was doing the most. I was doing the most, y'all. I've been homeschooling for going on 3 years now. I had the photography business. I had the planner company, so a physical product-based business. And I'm pursuing coaching in content creation, meaning YouTube and podcasting. So you tell me what my life is looking like. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would love for you to put in the comment section how this helped you, especially if you're a serial entrepreneur. Let me know what business you're choosing. And if you've stayed this far, you're the real MVP. If you have not already, please leave this podcast a review wherever you're listening. I would really, really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye.